This is the biggest week for the game. This is what kids come back for, the counselors come back for. This is what this camp is about. They give us 48 hours on the weekend with a basketball tournament on Saturday here and a church group on Sunday here. And they expect us to turn this camp around in 48 hours and all that going on with $150.
Final score, 4,615. 4,560.
Color War setup weekend can be kind of hellish or nightmarish.
Exhilarating, fun, tiredness, tears of joy and happiness.
How would I describe it? Organized chaos?
Color War to ELC can mean one of two things: either the single greatest week of your life or the single worst week of your life, depending on your outlook.
Well, the old days it was probably 0 to 1 hour, to where now it's probably 1 hour to 24 hours a day the weekend before.
I think counselors, the more competitive counselors, take an interest in Color War because it really does give them a chance to shine in whatever field that they're good in. If it's being just a motivator, if it's being an athlete, if it's being an artist, everyone gets kind of a window to kind of be themselves and kind of has a moment just to shine.
My name is Zachary Carlos Edmiston.
Why are you helping out?
This is what I live for. This is why I come to camp. Color War means everything to me. It's why I come back. It's the one week that at the end of the summer when I'm gone, it's the week that I remember. It's the week that I think about. So ever since losing my first Color War, it's haunted me, and I haven't lost since.
How does setup weekend actually work?
A lot of organized chaos. A lot of people coming and going and planning. We pretty much lock ourselves in a room. We jot down ideas together as a staff, and then we just disperse jobs. People are everywhere for 48 hours.
Closing ceremonies of Color War is arguably my favorite time of the summer. Not just of the week of Color War, but of the entire summer. I love seeing the songs come together and getting the chills when the kids have like a really just amazing, powerful song.
Because to me, the two most important things of Color War are the song and the skit.
My name is Dylan Harrison. I was chosen to help out for the song because I was friends with somebody that used to do the songs, and I just kind of followed in his footsteps and learned how to do it, and I enjoyed doing it. so I do it every year. Pretty much every year I play guitar for the song in the alma mater, and the feeling of having the kids sing behind you while you're playing guitar is just a feeling you can't replicate. Throughout the year I'm thinking, like whenever I hear a song on the radio, I think, is this a candidate for a color war song? Is this a candidate for a march? What could I use this for color war? If not, then I just get rid of the idea. But I'm always thinking throughout the year, and something always comes up. So the way the song is structured, the way I like to structure the songs is the first verse or two are always about the fighting and the war and how my team's better than the other team. And then the last two verses, we always talk about coming back together because we sing it on Friday, right before everybody comes back together. It's the last thing, and we want to make sure everybody knows that and that we're all still friends. I'm willing to help out because when I was a camper, I appreciated all that the counselors did for us, and I want to give that back to them.
I just think the creativity abound. You could come up with the absolute driest theme, and these kids and counselors will run with it. They will come in costume, they will decorate the cafeteria. I love walking into the cafeteria Monday morning and the gym Monday morning to see how well this campus has been decorated, to see just the creativity in the signs. For whatever reason, a few years ago, they started a tradition of writing very inside joke and esoteric signs that really don't apply anything to the theme, but are just sort of just to make me laugh.
I just remember looking at the banner and thinking to myself, man, I could have done such a better job because I didn't participate that much that first year. I get drafted because people think I'm creative.
What is your role every year?
It's varied, honestly, over the years. I started off kind of just helping out on the plaque and banner, and that ended up turning into what they call the artist position on the team. And after the artist position, I was given sergeants, lieutenants, and then in 2006, I was made general for the White West team. Yeah, I've done the art every year since 2001. The big question, why do I help? My friends do it, frankly. My friends have been on color war teams. I've gotten to know so many people since I've been here for 16 years. It's kind of hard to say no to some of my friends, and frankly, I like being creative. It's part of who I am. I think over the years, my role has changed because a lot of people trust me now, and they expect a certain level of artistic and creative persona from me. If we're going with the more recent color war, I want to say upwards of 16 to 20 hours. I start at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, finished up at 2, or 8 a.m. on a Sunday, finished up at 2 a.m. that morning, and the previous day I probably worked for a good 6 hours. At first it was a job, and then it was my friends, and then, you know, one thing became another, and this place started to be a family. And as far as the future is in store, I think 15 years is a while to be involved so heavily. I definitely want to see what other people are capable of.
How in your eyes is color war different for you being a mom?
It's completely different. Now it's more of, I want to stand back and watch my kids perform and act in it and participate and see what they can do to better their team. You know, I have a very outgoing son and I have a very shy and quiet daughter, and this year my daughter was able to perform in the promo, which was huge for her. And where my son is the one standing on the stands and going crazy and rallying up the crowd. So standing back and watching them is completely different because I like to see how in tune they get to it, but I love watching them sing because that makes me smile.
If we could let parents know what color war really means that they usually don't know is how much time and effort the counselors and kids put into the week.
I feel like the parents should know that the counselors really care about the kids and how they have a good time, and they want them to have a good time, and that we get into it just as much, if not more, than the kids.
I would say that if parents could just take a glimpse into what the staff does on the weekends, they'd be, so impressed. I would say if they could come anytime, not just during the setup weekend, but anytime to see how responsible and how dedicated these staff members are.
It is completely exhausting for these counselors. These counselors breathe, sleep, and eat color war. No matter what color of the team they're on, they're here from Friday afternoon all the way through the weekend, ready for your kids to come and enjoy their camp experience for that week, starting on Monday.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to lead a team and get everything right for your son, daughter, camper. I'm trying to get everything organized and decorated as best as I can to make this environment for an entire week the best week that this camp can put on.
If I could tell them one thing, I would say that these people, these staff have nothing but your kids' enjoyment, your kids' fun, your kids' excitement on their radar, and that's what they're doing it for. They're not doing it for themselves.
So if I could honestly say anything to these parents, your counselors are amazing. And it's because of them that your kids are having one of the best weeks of their lives.
Our counselors that we hire here want the best for the camp, and everything they do, they're going to try and do their best. They're not going to be apathetic, and they want to be here. Just like we always say, we want counselors who want to be here, and they want to make it the best experience for themselves, but in turn, while they're doing that, they're making the best experience for the campus.